Okay, so picture an online store that seems to do everything wrong, and they do it on purpose. I'm talking no shopping cart, zero shipping, no returns, and they only take Venmo. It sounds like a complete recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Well, today we're going to break down the absolutely brilliant rule breaking model of a business called a Good Home Market. It's a company that's totally thriving by defying pretty much every single convention of e commerce.
So look at this. Over on the left, you've got the super smooth, paved highway of traditional e-commerce, right? Everything is designed to be as easy as possible. But on the right, you've got a good home market, or AGH. They've intentionally built this rocky, winding dirt path for their customers. It's a business model that's built on friction, and you know what? It is working like a charm. So, yeah, welcome to the anti e commerce store. It's a business that honestly seems like it was designed to make buying things as hard as humanly possible. And that just raises this really fascinating question.
I mean, this is the central puzzle, right? We live in a world that is completely obsessed with one-click buys and same-day delivery. So how on earth can a business actually succeed by making it harder to buy their stuff? All right, let's dig in and figure this out. You see, the secret to a good home market success isn't just what they sell, it's all about how they sell it. The entire engine of their business is this weekly event that they call the Vintage Drop. At the heart of their whole strategy is this concept called manufactured scarcity. Now, vintage furniture is already kind of rare, obviously, but AGH takes that rarity and just cranks it up to 11 by releasing everything on a super strict, predictable schedule. This creates this incredibly powerful sense of urgency and, you guessed it, drives immediate demand through the roof. It happens every single Friday at 9 a.m. sharp. And this isn't just a sale, you guys. It's a full-on weekly event. They've built up this loyal community of buyers who know they have to be there, on time, ready to go, or they're going to miss out. And this whole process is intentionally manual and full of friction. First, it all starts with expert curation, finding these amazing pieces. Then, bam, Friday at 9 a.m., the items get posted to Instagram. To even get a chance, you have to be the first person to send a direct message. If you win that race, you get instructions to pay immediately on Venmo. And then the final step, you have to literally drive to Lyme, Connecticut to go pick up your item, no exceptions. This entire thing is just a masterclass in weaponizing psychology. You've got limited inventory, a fixed time, and this fierce real-time competition. It creates this powerful fear of missing out, FOMO, that forces buyers to make these split-second decisions. And the result? The entire collection usually sells out in just minutes.
But honestly, the most audacious, the most rule breaking part of their model is also the most brilliant. That no shipping policy, it's not a flaw. It's the absolute cornerstone of their entire operation. And this quote right here, it just gets to the heart of it all. This local pickup only rule wasn't some limitation they were stuck with. No, it was a deliberate, strategic choice they made from day one. Think about what this one simple rule does. A good home market shifts the entire logistical nightmare completely onto the customer. 100% of the cost, the complexity, and the risk of moving fragile, one-of-a-kind furniture, it's all offloaded from the business. I mean, can you even imagine the headache of shipping antique furniture? You'd need custom crates, ridiculously expensive insurance, and you'd be constantly worried about damage claims. By just saying, nope, not doing it, AGH completely sidesteps this whole logistical mess. And that lets them run a super lean, high-margin business with almost no overhead. Okay, so we get it. We understand how this model is amazing for the business. But why in the world would customers put up with such a difficult, painful buying experience? Well, the answer lies in what they're really buying. Seriously, think about it. You have to be sitting there glued to your phone at 9 a.m., you have to type out a DM with lightning speed, and if you win, you then have to drive all the way to Connecticut to get your prize. It's a huge investment of time and effort, so why do people do it? It's because you're not just buying a chair or a table. You're buying a piece of expertly curated taste. Every single item has been hand-selected and validated by a professional interior designer. You're essentially buying aesthetic assurance. You're buying the confidence that this piece is cool. And this is all possible because of their really unique business structure. See, a good home market is just the retail part of a high-end interior design studio. This gives them instant credibility and a built-in audience of design clients right from the start.
The studio's reputation lets them charge a premium for these curated finds, and it creates this powerful feedback loop between the two sides of the business. All right, so we've taken apart the mechanics of this whole anti-e-commerce model. But what's the final verdict? Is this a brilliant, sustainable strategy for the long run, or is it kind of a niche trap that's ultimately going to limit their growth? This table really just lays it all out, doesn't it? The contrast between AGH and a typical retailer is just stark. Every single decision they've made, from their one-of-a-kind inventory to that strict all-sales final policy, is a calculated move to boost their brand's authority and exclusivity, all while absolutely crushing their operational risk and costs. And the advantages of doing things this way are just undeniable. By getting rid of all those costs and risks of normal retail, they've got amazing profit margins. They've also built this exclusive brand with a super dedicated community that literally counts down the minutes to their weekly drop. But of course, there's another side to this coin. This model has some major built-in weaknesses. That local pickup-only rule puts a hard geographic ceiling on their market. Their total reliance on Instagram and Venmo makes them really vulnerable if those platforms change their rules. And that manual sales process, it's a huge bottleneck that stops them from ever really scaling up their sales volume. And so we're left with this really fascinating question. Is a good home market giving us a glimpse into the future of micro-retail? Is this a new model for profitable, sustainable, hyper-local businesses? Or is it a brilliant but ultimately self-limiting, niche strategy that can never truly grow beyond what it is today? It's a really compelling trade-off, and it challenges all the conventional wisdom about what it takes to win in e-commerce.